Angel and Miss Fallon show here live on maxcapradio.com. We are taking callers. Please give us a call at 718-535-0005. And I missed all of you last week. Hello, Miss Angel. How are you?
Oh, hi there. But we had the lovely Chris that filled in, but, not as good as you, of course, Miss Fallon. But we thank you very much, Chris, for being outstanding co-host.
Hey, you know how, jealous or possessive I can be. So that's probably best. But yes, Chris, thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. And here we are today. So what's going on, my love?
Well, we're back. We're back from New York. Out of all that cold and in sunny Florida. So, and of course, all I've been doing since I've come back is try to get the pounds off. Can you believe you can put on 5 pounds in a week? That's just disgusting. How does that even happen?
Yes, because I can gain 5 pounds in a day. Just depends how belligerent I am the night before. But it happens.
Well,
wait.
Okay, I know how it happened. We'll have to give a plug to our favorite pizza place, Patsy's Pizza.
We were only there every day in a row for about 6 days and ordered like large pizzas and salads and bottles of wine. Thank you for making us fat. It's awesome. We appreciate you.
But by the time they put all that yummy dressing over the salad, then, really, is it really worth having? Anything that tastes as good as that, it's got to be fattening, let's face it.
Listen, I stuffed my face, as you obviously saw. And then the pink berry. I can't go to New York without having my pink berry, which I think I've got you hooked on. You really loved yours, but what can you do? Somehow I lost weight. Who knows? Maybe because we only have one meal a day. But again, it's filled with carbs. What can you do?
It was great. I loved it. Really, it's all about addictions, isn't it? You look at, Lindsay Lohan, she's like, I just can't believe how much trouble that girl gets herself into. But, and as I heard Chelsea Handley being interviewed today on the talk show, and she was saying, and now they're talking about, well, the necklace was valued at $800. No, it was valued at $2,000. So, hey, that's
who cares?
The issue here.
You know what was valued? It was stolen. So no matter what the price was, you still possibly stole it. And again, I thought about putting her on the banned list, which, as you know, we only have one person on there, which I won't say any names, but We know
who that
Don't even give him initials. Don't even give him it. Here's what I'll give him. A hint. He really likes strippers and white stuff, but I think that kind of gives it away. However, he's banned.
That does give it away. Yeah, but it's it's all about addictions, really. I think for someone like Lindsay Lohan to steal a necklace, that's got to be like an addiction. And the addictions come in all sorts of areas. Alcohol, food, weight gain. It's like everything. I know eating pizza 3 nights in a row is not good for me or my waistline. It's like, when do you learn?
I know. Well, you don't, and that's the thing. That's the problem with addictions. People think it's easy to judge, and it's just not hard. Put the donut down or this. But clearly, in a situation with an actress, as big as Lindsay Lohan is, and as much money, regardless of what she's gone through, she still has. There's no need to steal a necklace. So it goes to show, no matter who you are, no matter what you have, it's a problem. And I don't think people can understand that until they go through it themselves,
I think that's right. I think there's this perception about, look, what does she want for? She's wealthy, she's famous, she's this, she's that, like, just pull it together. It's like, just because somebody is wealthy, famous, or whatever, doesn't mean to say that they're not human.
Absolutely.
They still have all the same problems and deal with all the same issues as everybody else, as we all do.
Yeah, like you always hear people say, and I've been guilty of this before, years ago. I've learned my lesson, like, if I only had more money. Well, you know what? Money doesn't cure anything. It cures your want for that, but you still have the same struggles, and everybody's different, and you just life's rough, man. You got to do what you got to do, and I wish her the best. I've always said that.
Yeah, I do too. But I think that's a good point. That brings me to my favorite saying is, you need to learn to be happy today in this moment, whatever is happening in your life, because you can't just wait for what if. Mind you, when I go to the supermarket in the next couple of days, I'm still going to buy my lottery ticket.
Right, and you'll probably buy cookies and, lie to me about that. But what can you do? If you're happy doing it, then that's fine.
Actually, no, I'm not going to buy the cookies. I did buy some cookies. I was in Marshall's. I love that store.
You bought cookies at Marshall's?
Yeah, I did.
What?
They were chocolate raspberry. So, two of my favorite things. I'm going out the checkout. Don't you hate that? They're sitting in the checkout.
Wait a minute.
Just quickly snatched them up, took them, and I had like a sweet attack. They weren't very thin. Yes, at Marshall, they weren't very big. I had a sweet attack that night and got up, at midnight or something. Mind you, I didn't finish work until 11:30. So,
Well, that's normal.
and I had 5 of these cookies. So the next day I thought, this is no good. So I took them out. Our resident homeless man downstairs,
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Who gave me a little dog the other day, like a little talking dog for Yogi. He's very sweet. So I took down and said, yeah, Patrick, have these. Oh, you don't want this? You've only just opened the hundred, please.
That's what I do. I can't believe you just said that. The other day I was feeling bad for myself, considering what I've been through the past week. But I went and I bought like a thing of brownies, and I'm like, I'm going to eat you, brownie. And I'm not talking about like a brownie. I'm talking about like, a pan, and they had chocolate chips in them. And, I fell victim to the moment, and I'm like, I'm going to eat you. I'm going to love it, and I'm not going to regret it. I had one bite. I'm in the car, mind you. I couldn't even wait till I got home to open these things. And I stopped, and I'm like, Fallon, this is not okay. You're going to be even more angry and upset. And I stopped and gave him because here in Tampa, there's unfortunately a lot of people homeless here. And where we live, they congregate, which is great. They get a lot of help around here. So I was happy to be able to do that. And the guy looked at me. He's like, was there something wrong with them? I'm like, just my obsession. I am uncontrollable. Take them. He loved it.
Exactly. Well, it's time for an image overhaul. I mean, after all, Bieber Fever and Jennifer Aniston have new do's. Have you seen that?
What? I don't understand Bieber Fever. It makes me almost want to get sick when I hear you say that. What is up with this kid? Why does everybody what's so special? I think he's talented, but oh my God, he cuts his hair. Guess what, America?
I love him.
We all cut our hair.
I love him. He's a Pisces.
Why do you love him? I want to know why you love him. Give me 3 reasons why you love a 16-year-old Justin Bieber, whatever his name is. 3.
Because firstly, he has talent. Secondly, he got a lucky break. And I go, good for you. Plus, he's a Pisces. And I'm obsessed with Pisces.
You are. So, that is true. I didn't know that. He's
got now, what did the Jewish, I should know because I was married to a Jewish man. Putzpah. I know I've said that wrong. Anybody, what is it?
What is a putzpah?
Putzpah. Oh, so it's got like.
You make it sound good.
You can just put it out there. It's like, I saw him, I was watching The View again the other day because it's at the end of something else that I tape and watch at night. And those 5 girls, he was fine. He just said, they said to him, well, which one of us would you date? And he just went through, well, you've got spunk, you got that. And I thought, you're okay in my book. I love him.
He knows what's up. He knows.
He knows how to work it. And Aniston, she's like, cut her hair. It's like, wow, well, okay, good for you.
Poor Jennifer Aniston. I love her. And it's about time because I think she had the same hairdo since 93. I'm not sure. But good for her, dude. It's all about making changes and putting yourself in the next step. I mean, I didn't see it, though. I mean, I've been so out of it this week. I have no idea. What did she do? How short? What did she do? Give me the style.
It's sitting on her shoulders. Go onto X17 online, which, of course, is one of the sites I write for.
Yes,
and have a look. Yeah, I know.
Right. I will.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll critique it.
Astro overview.
Give me something good. Give me something good.
All right. Well, planet changes this week. Venus moves into Aquarius, moves out of Capricorn. Very sad, but not really very sad for me.
Tear.
personal chart, I actually have Venus in Aquarius, so it moves into Aquarius. So it's like I get a double whammy of love. Not that I have time for it, but anyway, someone's going to have to come and knock on my door to get my attention, I think. But what that means is it's good for independence, but with money and love. So you want to be a little bit independent. Also, you're far more interesting if you have your own life. You know, you don't want to be attached at the hip all the time with your love mate.
Absolutely.
A new moon in Pisces can be a little bit unsettling. So it's good to do some meditation or yoga or, you know, just sort of if you feel like you're about to jump off the balcony or ride your bike over the cliff or whatever, you know, just do some deep breathing, try and get everything in perspective. And the other thing happening this week is there's an abundance of planets, like 4 planets, well, actually 3 planets plus the sun and the moon in Pisces. So it's a very intuitive but also sensitive time. So, you know, you want to sort of read between the lines of people, what they're saying, what they're not saying. Sometimes you can get more information if, you know, you realize what they're not actually saying, you know, and just be a little bit sensitive to people's feelings. So, yeah, that's it this week. So, you want to hear a little rundown of few key words for each sign?
Oh, I've been waiting. Waiting. Make it good. I'm warning you.
All right. Starting at the top, Aries. Contacts you make now are invaluable. Aries, personally and professionally, with love, you need to take action. Taurus, attitude is everything, Taurus. Don't allow a small setback stop you from going after your dreams. Gemini, expect the unexpected. Stay flexible to cope with last-minute changes. Cancer, lovers in the air. I know, don't quit my day job. You could catch the love bug, but be prepared to give and take. Leo, money matters a high priority. Keep control of your cash, and it's the time to be thrifty, not impulsive. Virgo, a work social event sets the scene to mix business with pleasure, but make sure you stay professional. Libra, it's party time and you're on top of the guest list. A creative venture also can get the green light this week. Scorpio, be in control. Oh, what, Scorpio, would you have it any other way?
Yeah, please.
Take the lead to win with love. And if you're lending money to a friend, make sure that you set some rules in place. Sagittarius, at work, avoid a silly argument. Don't get caught up in pettiness. Instead, focus on impressing the boss. Capricorn, with love, a new door opens, but it's up to you whether you want to walk through it. So you might have to get up from your computer and go outside to do it.
What can you do?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's definitely a message for me.
Yes.
Aquarius, beware of letting a money issue come between you and your partner. Try to work it out. Pisces, supercharged week for Pisces. New moon in your sign. So start of your whole new solar year. You can make a lasting impression on someone influential. So put your best foot forward.
Well, that all sounds wonderful, and thank you for the recap. I know I always look forward to hearing it every single week. And right now, before we get to our celebrity newsstand, we are going to take a song break. We are taking callers at 718-535-0005. And after the break, we'll be right back. But here's a song by Kings of Leon, Sex on Fire. We'll be back after this.
You're listening to Jennifer Angel and Miss Fallon here on Maximum Capacity Radio, maxcapradio.com.
Oh, hi there. Welcome back. I'm Jennifer Angel. This is the Jennifer Angel and Miss Fallon show. And don't forget, we are taking live callers on 718-535-0005. And now we have the celebrity newsstand, Miss Fallon, who's hot and who's not this week.
Well, let me tell you, we did have celebrities acting very angelic this week. So we have some good people this week. Alyssa Milano, I'm sorry. If you're my age, every girl my age dreamed of being Alyssa Milano. I thought she was drop dead gorgeous. Love her, love her, love her. She's expecting her first child. She's 38 years old with husband Dave Bulgari. First child for both. They couldn't be happier. It's super exciting. They've been married since August of 2009. Best of wishes to them. Now, what do you think about them, Jen? They're both Sagittarius, born 2 days apart.
They're both Sagittarius. These are not really a couple that I know. You're going to have to pick somebody. Oh, the next one you've selected, of course, is more my age group. But, two Sag can work, but of course has its complications as well. Sagittarians are off on their own agenda. And, neither of them are home unless in their personal charts they have something a bit more homey in there. And neither of them are home, getting their home fires sort of warmed up, waiting. So quite often the biggest challenge for two Sagittarius are for them to coincide their diaries, because nobody wants to compromise, or calendars, as you call it over here. I slip back into my Australian lingo.
Oh, the drama. You sounded great doing it, though, so it's okay.
Okay. That's the main thing. Who's next?
Well, one of my favorites, I love George Clooney. I think Jen, if I could pair you with anybody, it would be a very tanned George Clooney. I think you and him would just make the world happen. You guys are awesome, but I love him.
Hey, I'm hot for him. It works for me. He's a Taurus too.
Hey, I'm a Taurus. No wonder you love me so much.
He's like my perfect match, I found my age group. Of course, he's older.
Hey, I love him. He rides motorcycles. So, I do have a weak spot for guys that live on the edge and do the crazy shenanigans that I do. Just kidding, Mom. I really quit riding. But anyway.
I can do the motorcycle thing. I've been on a few legal eagle motorcycle trips in Australia.
Whoa. What is a legal eagle? Because that right there just ruined the fantasy. What is a legal eagle? What the heck is that?
When a group of lawyers, judges, and so on get together on a motorcycle weekend, well, they let me just say they let loose.
I think you have some stories to tell me next time we're together. But let me ask you this, and I'll get over it. Will you ride on the back of my bike? Because I'm sick.
I don't know. I mean, what sort is it? I mean, the Legal Eagle group was very competitive about their BMs or their Harleys. It's like, what? You're not riding on the back of his bike, are you? After you've been on my beautiful BM, it's like, hey.
I hear you. Trust me. The first time I rode on the back of a bike, I'm like, yeah, this was fabulous and all. However, I need to be in control, and I have been ever since. So I consider myself, pretty baller. But what can you do, So George Clooney, let's get back to him, and enough of us, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he's fantastic.
Yeah, the other tourists in the conversation. Yes, George Clooney. I love him. He's gorgeous. However,
I wish he would run for politics. That's that whole thing. I love that. He didn't live his life to go into politics, and I ate too many chicks and did too many drugs.
I love it.
That's a great quote.
That right there just made me fall deeper in love with him, because I appreciate his, genuineness and his honesty. Apparently, he had an interview with Newsweek this week about any future political campaigns. And sorry to report, but George Clooney will not be running for anything political because, pretty much he's banged too many chicks and drank a little bit of bong water, and probably amongst other things. But what can you do? I love his honesty, because he's a Taurus. Come on, talk Taurus up, Jen. Tell me what you got. What do you got?
Right. Well, he could run after me anytime. I must say, I might sort of have to fall over so he can catch up.
Oh, that was funny.
George and the Angel. Yes, okay. Well, maybe I'll get a photo of him and put him in my vision book,
Manifest it.
George.
Put him in your dream book.
Who's next on your hit list?
Okay, this was my only sad report. The Deadliest Catch, which is a big time show out of Alaska, following the lives of the fishermen and the dangerous, existence that they live out at sea. 33 years old, dead. Justin Tennyson was found dead in a hotel room the other day in Alaska. There was reports of several bottles of alcohol and a small amount of marijuana. But again, I think that's just to add to the story. I don't see how marijuana can kill you, but who am I? I'm not God. I don't know. Regardless, very sad. He leaves behind a wife and kids. And hello, you're 33. I mean,
way too young. Way too young.
Very much so.
Well,
my heart goes out to their family, but come on, guys, your lives are not invincible. And
no, that's a message, to people. You just never know what comes up tomorrow. I remember when I was married, we always had a rule, don't leave the house angry, because you just never know. You
never know.
You always gotta kiss your honey goodbye.
You do, because you just yeah, crazy things happen. You can get hit by a car. Now I understand my mom's like psychoticness every time, I was like lying to her about riding bikes and stuff. She would literally call me bawling and I'd get done and have 7 messages. But I understand now, and what can you do? What can you do? So, our hearts go out to his family, and I hope his memory is, everything you had it to be. I mean, what do you say in that situation? That's so difficult.
I would say, be careful about working on that show, firstly, because he's not the first one to die. There was a captain that, died as well. So,
that is true.
I would not put my resume out to that show. That's all I'm saying about that.
Bad karma. But, speaking of good karma, who I am extremely proud of, Chris Brown. Now, I'm not condoning domestic violence, everybody. I think, obviously, it's a known fact of what happened. However, you have to give him praise for correcting the demons that lay beneath him, and he's been excellent ever since. And I have to give props to Chris Brown. I really do. Did you see the pictures that leaked, though, of the abuse? It just came out today. They're horrific.
No, I did see them at the time, and it is...
These are worse.
Look, people are just mean. They have to bring them out again. But, I think, or I hope that enough time has gone by that these two can now handle it. And I'm really delighted that he's, that it's been lifted. He's a Taurian, she's a Pisces. Difficult match. They're both romantic, so I can see how they'd be attracted to each other. And he always said she was his soulmate, and I sort of felt that as well. But
I did like them together. It was very shocking.
He has a second chance now. I think he's going to do good for it, and I certainly hope so, because there's a lot of eyes on him, as in schools and younger kids who look after him. So I think
What's going on?
He was doing some work. I mean, some time ago now, I lose track of time, but maybe even a year ago, he was doing some work with schools and kids. So he's a role model. So, I get a good feeling about Chris. I've always liked him. So I hope he does good with the second chance he's got, and I think he will. My money's on you, Chris. Yeah, I'm backing you. So who have you got for your irritating celebrity?
Oh, God. This one took me a little bit of time. But, after I put some thought into it, I couldn't help, and I kept going back to my gut. Kelsey Grammer. And, I normally like him. I think he's, a very talented individual. However, I think it was very cruel. Not that I'm a big fan of his ex-wife now, Camille Grammer, as everybody knows I'm not. But, to force her into a divorce in a couple weeks so you can hurry up and marry your 20-something-year-old lover, and then you throw this extravagant, psychotic, crazy, lavish wedding, at the plaza, every woman's fantasy in New York City, knowing it's going to be all over. That had to have been rough for Camille. So my heart got a little weak for her. That stings. That stings.
I don't know. I mean, to me, I hear what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But, personally, I just think, life really is too short. Look at the Justin Tennyson. He's lost his life at 33.
Yes.
If that's where Chelsea wants to be and Kate Walsh want to be, then, go for it. As far as Camille is concerned, who knows? Maybe you don't know until you look back. Maybe this will be her greatest blessing. She she could be on a collision course to the love of her life.
Well,
the second love of her life.
Right. Let me tell you this. If I was Camille Grammer, I would be clearly laughing all the way to the bank, period.
Oh, I'd be breaking the verb, I mean, line them up.
Yeah, that quickly makes the hurt disappear. I mean, please. But this is his fourth wife. And I mean, really, Jennifer, he's 56 years old. I don't want to judge anybody. You know us. We're not like that. But your fourth wife, she's my age, like 28 years old. I mean, do you think it's a pattern, or really who would ever know?
I don't know. Our production team and Chris, our announcer and stand-in co-host, think that he's taking notes from Charlie Sheen.
Hey, don't leave my John out. Come on now. Don't make me get defensive and show my love. I'm not going to put up with that. But I love them both. I think they're fabulous. I love them.
They're the Charlie Sheen boys. So anyway,
I thought we banned that name. You didn't even use the initials. I am distraught. You said the name.
Right. Yeah, that's right. So as far as Kel, it's like, just get on with your life, do what you want. You just never know. I mean, if your intention is to hurt somebody, then that's different. But
right.
If his intention was just to break free, and you don't know whatever happens behind closed doors.
You're absolutely right.
He's been telling her for years that it's over. Like, who knows? It's hard to know what happens behind closed doors in any relationship. There's always another side. She certainly went out and tried to put her side across.
Well, you know what? I'm very happy you said that, because I don't really judge people, as you know, but that one really bothered me. But you just said the most enlightening thing, and you're right. Who knows? So if he's doing it for the right reasons and to make himself happy without any ill intent, that's fabulous. You're absolutely right. So I'm going to put him on the middle of my irritating list. How about that? Kelsey, I'll move you up a little bit. All right, buddy? We're okay. I'm good with him again. What can you do?
Okay.
So what's the guru advice?
Okay, so it's the good, bad, and the indifferent. It all plays a role in your life and in relationships. The biggest myth in life is that life is meant to be cozy and fun all the time, and certainly with relationships don't go smooth sailing all the time. If they did, then you'd stagnate. You'd never learn anything about yourself or the other person. Relationships really are, and I know I say this a lot because I really believe it, they're about support and challenge. So you support your honey and you challenge them, and this is how you grow as a person. What you want to be careful about is if you get stuck in that point of indifference. When people say, oh, I've dealt with that, oh, that's okay, that doesn't worry me. Now, if you haven't got to a stage where you can see something negative that's happened in your life, see how it's served you in the bigger picture of your life, that's a point of indifference, and it will come back. It'll come back to you after a while. All you need is a trigger that's strong enough, and that all comes up again, and you have to deal with it anyway.
No, you're absolutely right. And, I know we're going a little over time. However, I feel the need to pick your brain, because you never know who's going through certain struggles. Jennifer, what would you offer advice? Oh, and Yogi, apparently my little angel, my favorite nephew, my little darling. I love him.
Yeah, Yogi wanted to have his say in the background.
Just like his aunt and his mom. Yes, he takes just after us. But let me ask you this. Do you have any advice for everyone out there that is possibly losing a loved one, obviously not by choice, but to a horrific disease? I mean, what are some motivating things or exercises you can do to help keep you in a happy and positive mindset?
Well, firstly, I would say don't try to fix things, because, people want to go into fix-it mode. What can I do? How can I fix this? Well,
right.
Can I book you into this? Can I do that? Don't try to go into a fix-it mode. Just be.
Okay.
It's more important when somebody has a life-threatening illness or disease that you're just there with them. You enjoy the rest of the time that you have together, and you try to make that person as comfortable as you can. And you think about what once they go, like, what would you regret if you didn't do? And
Yeah.
so, and then you allow them to do what they need to do as well. And just be grateful that you have some time, because, you know, when people are killed over in the wars, the soldiers, or on car accidents or things like that, those people don't have any time. So even if it's a short amount of time that you have with someone, you know that they've got a life-threatening disease, use it just to be with them. It's just love, and put your prayers out.
Yeah, I think that's a positive. At least you have a little bit of warning and you are able to make decisions and do the best you can. Absolutely. I've been in both positions where there was no warning, you know, and then a little bit. So it does help you learn. And thank you for that. I just was thinking maybe some viewers out there or listeners were wanting to know. So thank you very much. That was great advice.
Good. Well, once again, it's been a pleasure.
It has. We love you guys so much. We can't wait to see you again next Thursday at maxcapradio.com. And we look forward to your calls, 718-535-0005. Think about some things this week. Give us a call. We are open to anything. Thank you again. We are out. Jennifer Angel and Miss Fallon. See you next week. Until then.
Love and luck, everybody.
Bye-bye.